Good morning, everyone. It is Tuesday, the 6th of October, and it's time for our second reading comprehension lesson. So, first of all, here's your picture to do your retrieve, your infer, and your predict. So, tell me something you can see. That is your retrieve. Then, based on what you can see, can you make an inference? And then, if this was a story, can you predict what would happen next? I'm going to do one for you now, but you can't have mine. So something I can see is that the windows are boarded up. That's my retrieve. My infer, so my thought based on that, is that this house must be abandoned because they've got the windows boarded up. There's also other bits of evidence that would suggest that. And then my prediction is I think this is going to be a house that someone might buy to renovate, and that means make it nice again. So that's my retrieve, infer, predict. Can you have a go? And then can you write your 3 ideas down for me? Remember, there's no expectation to print anything off. You can just do it on paper, or like some of us figured out yesterday, it's really easy to do in a Word document if you are someone who's working on a laptop or a tablet that can do that. So once you've done that, and if you've not, pause the video and go back and complete it, we're looking at the Spiderwick Chronicles by Tony DiTerlizzi. DiTerlizzi. I should have practiced that before I came on the video, never mind. And Holly Black. DiTerlizzi, I think I'm going to go with. Oh, dearie me. And the blurb says, Book 1 of the Spiderwick Chronicles, in which Mallory, Simon and Jared get acquainted with their new home but find many unexpected things. It all started when Jared Grace found their great-uncle's book, Arthur Spiderwick's Field Guide to the Fantastic World Around You, and they realise they are not alone in their new house. Now the Grace kids want to tell their story, but the fairies will do everything to stop them. It's up to you to spread the word about their discovery. But heed their warnings, wear some red, turn your clothes inside out, all anti-fairy devices, and get ready to enter a world that you never knew existed. So that's the book we're looking at today. So here are some words that you need to know before you tackle the text. So above me just here are some names, Jared, Simon and Mallory, and they're the 3 children, the Grace children, Jared Grace, Simon Grace, and Mallory Grace. And then the words you need to know are acquainted, squinted, garish, indeterminate, crevices, and eerie. I'm not doing a very good job today, am I? Acquainted, squinted, garish, indeterminate, crevices, and eerie. Those are the words you need to know. So what I would recommend is you go and look them up in a dictionary, or you have a little look online and you make sure you've got a definition for each of those words. Don't forget, when you send me your work, I'd want to see that you've written down the definition of each of those words. Once you've done that, I want you to pause the video there and I want you to go and read the text, Spiderwick Chronicles, the Field Guide, and then come back to the video once you've done. Okay, so I'm assuming you've read the text now. If you've not, make sure you go and do that. Let's have a little look at these 3 questions together. So it says, what impression do you get of Jared's brother and sister from the first paragraph? Now, people are starting to not pay attention to the signposts in their question. And a signpost is something in the question that tells you where to look for the answer. This says in the very first paragraph. So have a little look at the first paragraph. What do we learn about Jared's brother and Jared's sister that would help us make an impression about them, what we think they're like? Now this is a 3 mark, so it's point evidence, point evidence. So for Jared's brother, what we learn is that he would be a vet when he's older, or a lion tamer. This tells us that he's probably very good with animals or really likes animals. So I think Jared's brother is very good with animals or is kind to animals. I think this because in the text it says he is going to be a vet, or whatever the actual quote is. For Jared's sister, I think how I get the impression she is quite fierce or quite aggressive. Why? Well, in the first paragraph, it says that she was going to be an Olympic fencer, which are the people who fight with swords. So that would be my example. I think his sister is fierce or will be fierce because in the text it says she was going to be a fencer. So those two answers together would make my 3 marker. That's my example, but you might have some different ones. According to the text, why did Jared squint at the house? So find that quote in the text. Find the bit where it says that Jared squinted, and then read around to see if you can figure out why he squinted. Well, the reason he squinted is because it says he was trying to make it look better. It says that he was hoping it would look better even when he squinted. So it tells us that he doesn't like the look of the house and he's trying to make it look better by squinting at it so his vision gets all blurred. And the last one, find a copy of a word which is similar in meaning to tasteless or vulgar. Now, if you did your first job, which was go and find the definitions of those key pieces of vocabulary, then you probably would have found this one. It is the word garish. The chimneys are stacked on top of the roof like a particularly garish hat. Very tasteless, very vulgar, not very pretty. So those are just some questions to get you started, to get your mind thinking, and also some key skills about looking back in the text. Now what I want you to do is have a little go at doing the rest of the questions independently. Remember, Miss O'Shea and I are in the chat if you want any support.